Bengals fans are amazing. They're resilient, they're tough, but they're fun. And I'm really excited to hopefully meet a lot more of you.
Isaac has the big game. Then we became a real balanced offense for the playoff run, which I thought was really important.
He put on the greatest route running exhibition I have ever seen in my life.
He was football 24/7, and that was the greatest part of Chad.
At times, the early part, I would tell him when we were throwing deep passes, I said, don't wait too long, because I'm going to get away. If you ain't going to have the arm to get there. So, I want to run to the ball,
Well, Duke, looks like Duke's in the waiting room. I don't want to keep Duke waiting. He gave us a very limited amount of time. I know he's a busy man. Duke, what's going on, big dog? How you doing, buddy?
Jim, how are you, man? Thanks for having me on. Yeah,
Hey.
I'm real busy. I'm sitting on my porch.
Yeah, well, hey. Have a little drink going on there.
Joe Burrow has played in big games his entire life, and I would think he will be a steady hand at the bow of the ship. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if they take him all the way to the Super Bowl. I really wouldn't.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to guys. This is a celebration show tonight, man. We've never done a Wednesday night show, I don't think ever. But everybody in Bengals Nation and Who Dey Nation heard the news today. Ken Riley made the final three in the senior committee selection. We've got a hell of a lineup tonight. Last minute lineup, all done with the last 3 to 5 hours for you guys. We've got Ken Riley II coming on. We've got Jeff Hobson, senior sports writer, senior writer for the Cincinnati Bengals. And a very big reason why you see Ken Riley going into the Hall of Fame. We'll talk to Jeff Hobson here in a little bit. Jeff's going to be calling in. He's not going to be on the screen with us, but he will be in. And we also have another very special guest that, as Ken Riley II just pops in the waiting room here, that we're going to surprise Ken Riley with here in a minute, probably about quarter after. But, guys, I mean, just before we bring Ken on, man, just your thoughts, man, just the elation right now with the fans and everything else. Just an amazing day.
It was, and certainly we talked about it last night. Can't imagine the night that the Riley family and the other Hall of Famers went through, just kind of sitting there in suspense. And let's be honest, this wasn't the first year that they've had to do it. This is kind of a Groundhog's Day, if you want to use that term, where they're just kind of sitting there in purgatory, waiting to get that call and say, hey, you're going to Canton. So. I'm so happy for Ken Riley and his family, his mother, and we all know is deserving. The push was on, and finally it came to fruition.
Yeah.
It was, you think about all the frustration we've let out as fans over these last several years. Think about the family. Think about Ken Riley's family, who's, think about Mrs. Riley, who, was there with him, from Florida A&M on, and knows the sacrifice and the hard work and everything that went into making him the Hall of Famer that he was and now is and will always be. So I'm most happy for them. I know I sent a brief message to Ken II today, and I said, through my beliefs, I believe he knows too, and he's smiling about it. And Ken seemed to think that as well. So it's a great day. It's a fabulous day for anybody that had the privilege of watching Ken Riley play, his teammates that played with him, but most of all his family. And it's a great day for the franchise, but so overdue and so well earned. So congratulations to Ken Riley.
Yeah, so we'll bring him on here in a minute just to be a last comment before we pull Ken on. He is probably – hold on one second. Mute me real quick if you don't mind. Hey, Jeff.
The power of live TV.
That's a breaking story, actually. I could tell that right there.
But I do want to make a quick comment before we pull Ken on and then ask Jeff Hobson some questions here. But, guys, I just want to say with the efforts that the Bengals organization, Jeff Hobson did, the amount of work and effort, not only just this year but in years past, and really their push, they did an outstanding job to position Ken Anderson and Ken Riley in that top 12 and selling that Ken Riley and Ken Anderson should be in the Hall of Fame. We got one this year. We'll talk about the other guys later. But the other thing too, I want to give kudos to the fans. I mean, everybody that's participated in the Jungle to the Hall, everybody that has been very positive about, the outreach on social media to the Hall of Fame and maybe some of the voters, and doing this in a positive way. Look, man, I can't tell you how much of a role you played as a fan in this, but I can promise you that your voices were heard through this process the last couple of years, locally and nationally. And as a fan base, to be able to play a little bit of part in making this happen is a really cool thing. So without further ado, let's bring Ken Riley the second on the screen here, James. Ken, welcome, big dog, man. It doesn't look like you slept the last couple nights, brother. Ken, can you hear us, bud? All right, hold on. He's muted here real quick. All right, let him connect. Ken, can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you, man. We got the connection. You're good. Man, have you slept at all the last couple nights, man?
I don't think so. It's still it's been this is a good one though. Last year, I always never slept, but now this is a good one here. So super excited. Now I haven't slept, still trying to soak it in. It's kind of still like surreal right now. So very excited.
Yeah, Tom, go ahead, brother. I know we want to ask a couple questions. We're going to get we got Hobson on the phone here. We're going to pull him on here in a second as well.
Ken, congratulations to you and your family. I hope your mom's on cloud 9 and your sister. But can you tell us about the phone call you got yesterday? I know you were at work, but what did they say and who did you talk to?
Yeah, I was at work and I had been waiting around. I was actually texting Bengal Jim. We've been doing this for like last year or so now, just going back and forth like, okay, when are they going to announce it? When are they going to announce it? And, just waiting. So I'm just leaving my phone in my office, and maybe about 2 Central Time, 2:30, I went back into my office and I saw that my phone had rang and it was a missed call from Canton. And I just immediately dialed it back. I didn't even check the phone, the message or anything. And then I called back. It was Jim Porter. He's the president. And he introduced himself and said he's with the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And he's basically said, we want to let you know that your father made it, as a finalist. And that's all I heard from that point. And I just like all these emotions just started, just flooding into my head. And I was just super excited and kind of just a relief. I know we got one more step to go, but this was a huge hurdle. And it just feels really, really good to be in this opportunity for him to see him, hopefully get in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I tell you what, let's do this now if you're okay. So we got Jeff Hobson on the phone. Jeff, can you hear us, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
We've got Ken Riley the second on the screen right now. We want you to be able to say whatever you think you need to say to Ken. We got a couple questions for you, Jeff.
Ken, I have a hard time getting through this without breaking down. So I don't know how many times I talked to your dad about making it and getting it there, and I'm so happy for you and your mother and your sister and the grandkids. I thank you for all your help. You were a big, when your father needed you, you stepped up there, and it was a great effort. And somebody asked me today, how did it happen? And I said, everything happened. It was the Bengals got behind it, the fans with Jim Foster and the stuff they did with the Jungle of the Hall. This wouldn't have happened without that. And your engagement and your pushing your father's legacy, all the stuff had to happen, and I just feel, like I said, I'm gonna have to start putting on my windshield wipers here in the rain.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit better. I couldn't even immediately after I got off the phone, I called my mom and I couldn't even get it out. I was like, he made it, and it was just all these emotions just came. And like I said, I really, really appreciate, Jeff, all that you've done. Of course, being a Jim, Tom, all you guys, James, pretty much all of the Bengals fans. Cincinnati, of course, has been played a big part in, but the fans have been like awesome, especially over the last couple of years. I mean, it doesn't go unnoticed. I definitely notice it, and I always relate back to my sisters and my mom. Anything that I come across, but without the fans, there would be no Ken Riley. It's just been a great push and a great honor, and I know that
We lost him there just for a second, Jeff. We lost the connection. You still there, Ken? Hey, Jeff, as we're waiting for Kenny to get the connection back, can you walk the fans through the process today and really what the next step is, kind of the more a formality type step? Can you walk the fans through that and help us understand a little better?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. I just got off the horn actually with John Zarnicki, who's a senior committee member, and he's the guy who presented Kenny Riley yesterday. John's a long-time West Coast-based NFL guy. He's been around, he's been covering the league since the 70s. And so he was a great guy to do the presentation. And what he'll do, since he's a member of the senior committee, when the next step is the finals, right? So that is the third week in January. That's a Zoom meeting in the third week in January. And John Zarnicki is going to present him like he did to the senior committee. And then I'm going to, as a Cincinnati voter, I'm going to come in and make my presentation. And then I'm sure there will be other guys who will support him as well. And then when that happens, there'll be a vote among the 49 board of selectors. The 49 made up of from a voter from each NFL city, as well as 16 at-large voters. And if Kenny Riley gets 80% of those 49 votes, he'll be in the Hall of Fame.
So Jeff, help the fans understand, because I think that's been the confusion around the social media thing here. Is that is there's only been one or two times in Hall of Fame history, right, that person hasn't been voted in. This is more often. It's more of a formality at this point, if late January, correct?
Yeah, well, it hasn't happened. The last time it happened was 10 years ago, and that was Dick Stanfell, an offensive lineman from the 50s, and he ended up getting in 4 years later. Now, we don't want that to happen, obviously.
Right.
But I would say, it would be the only thing that's different this year is that there's three of them. There's never been three senior nominees, and don't think that that's going to be a problem. I don't think people are going to say, well, that's too many. It should only be one. They've already passed that rule, and that should be done with. So I expect it to go like all the others, and that he would, he's at the 1 yard line. I mean, he's not in. There's work to be done, but he's at the one.
Okay, so we're talking first and goal with like 3 men on defense, and we got a full offense. We're good, right?
It's a fourth and goal, but yeah, we're good. We're good. It's fourth and goal, but we got, we've got the firepower.
Gotcha. We're good. We're going to block down. We're doing a quarterback sneak. We're scoring on this damn drive here. We got to get this in. So, Jeff, anything else? I mean, are you able to look, man, I know there's do's and don'ts through this whole process, through the Hall of Fame process. Are you able to share anything at all with the fans, maybe kind of behind the curtains, pull the curtains back on this process at all? I know you can't share conversations that were had, but what are you able to share with the fans on how this whole thing went down and the conversations around it? So it sounded like we read some articles today. We were talking about that Ken Riley was the number one out of these three, right?
There was some conversation about that. If he wasn't one, he was two. I know that he had broad support. I mean, 2 years ago, he would. I mean, if he would have made it if they went with 2, right? He was the runner-up to Drew Pearson.
Right.
So, he's had some support for some time. He's had momentum, right? I think with the help of you guys and the Ring of Honor and all that help. But yeah, I do think he had. Now that's quite a list. I mean, that's there's some formidable names on there, but Kenny, like he always did, he did it the right way. He waited his turn, and he made his case, and got him in. Because there's some pretty good cases that he went up against. Starting with Chuck Howley, who I think if Kenny wasn't number 1, Chuck Howley probably was, and it's such a stern. I mean, it's such a formidable group that Ken Anderson didn't make the final 6.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how tough is that?
Right. And we're so obviously them both being in the top 12 this year is awesome. Ken Riley getting in. Hey, we'll keep fighting for Ken Anderson here next year and some of the other guys on the list, right? Ken, can you still hear us, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Jeff's really took some time out of his day here to call us. He's been a busy man today, just like you, Ken. Anything you want to say to Ken before he gets off here?
No, I just I'm so happy for his. I'm just so happy for the family. I mean, and for Barbara. I mean, they were on this journey. They've been on this journey for. They showed up in Cincinnati in 1969. They were together, and the man told them, "You're playing cornerback, a position he never played," and he had a lot of support on the home front. And I'm sure Kenny would say it's as much hers as it is his dad's.
Yeah.
All right, Ken, anything for Jeff at all before he gets off?
No, once again, I thank him for all his efforts. I know he's been in our corner from day one and pushing for my father and Ken Anderson. So truly appreciate everything you've done, and we're just going to keep pushing. But can never thank you all guys enough for what y'all have done. So.
Jeff, man, we appreciate it, big dog, and we know that you've had a crazy, wild ride, and you've been fighting, working your ass off. Everybody appreciates it, man. We know the effort and stuff that went into this, and get a good night. Hey, Jeff, tonight you got to sleep good, and we'll get back at it tomorrow. We'll be working on Ken Anderson and Lamar and Isaac and Willie and all these guys tomorrow.
Toasting, I'm going to go home and toast Kenny Riley, both Kenny Rileys, and I couldn't have done it without you guys, without the fans, Jim, and you're the face of the fans. Couldn't have done it without you. That was, the jungle to the hall was a stroke of genius, and I think it will continue, and I think it should continue, and it's a great, I think the organization is very grateful for all that you and Tom and the guys have done. Tom churning out those stats, and he's such a great historian. Club really appreciates that stuff, and I think it all begins and ends with the fans, and I think for you guys it certainly did.
Well, Jeff, man, we appreciate it, man. Thanks again for everything you do for the players, the former players, current players, and the organization and the fans. You mean a lot to everybody, buddy.
Let's meet at Canton.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's right.
Thanks, Jeff. We'll see you, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Jeff went out of his way to make that happen, man. That was really cool, man. I mean, and Ken, all the effort and energy that Jeff put into this, and the sleepless nights and the effort. I mean, just amazing amount of work that him and the organization has done to help push the agenda for you guys, which is really cool. So
very cool, very cool. I actually text your wife Trisha. I was like, thanks for lending your husband out all these years to Bengal fans, and because she's right there with you, and I hats off to her because I know she's right there with you.
Yeah, and
we really appreciate it.
Well, Ken, look, man, we okay hanging on here for a few more minutes. I think you've had like 75 interviews today. You made time for us. I get it. Your phone's been ringing off the hooks. Look, man, we have another special guest we want to pop on here. I told you we might surprise you with somebody, but James, can you go ahead and pull on our special guest in the waiting room? So Elizabeth Blackburn, welcome to the show. So Elizabeth,
I wish I could hug you.
I know, that is awesome. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We needed somebody from the front office. We didn't need just Jeff. We needed somebody else too, man. So
Elizabeth, well, and you're really stuck with me because I'm the one who's at home tech savvy enough to get on. You guys are so sophisticated, and I finally let Grandpa get home. But this is on behalf of him and my. We are so happy.
Hey, Elizabeth, we're having a little bit of connection issues. Sorry, hang on 1 second. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Okay. Go ahead.
I don't know where I left off, so I'm going to kick it back to you.
No, you're good. Just I think you were. I guess just open it up, Elizabeth. I mean, Jeff and the organization have really worked hard on pushing the legends. We've got the Ring of Honor up, at the stadium. And the work you guys have done with the senior committee to make this happen for Ken, and the future work that's going to happen to try to get some of these other Bengal legends in. You guys have done an amazing job. And the big thing here is what I wanted to be able to do is you would be able to talk to Ken and just, congratulate him and just say thank you. I think it's an awesome thing.
Yes, I it's hard to put into words how just happy my whole family and the organization is for the Riley family today. And I heard the conversation about being on the 1 yard line. So we're not going to celebrate the touchdown just yet. But I know how much this would mean to your dad, Ken. And he is just so deserving. And we're thankful for everyone's patience and just unspeakable amounts of effort to make this happen. But we're so happy and proud for you and for your family, for Ken's legacy to continue in such a significant way. It's well deserved.
Thank you. And of course, it goes without saying, my father was very fond of the Brown family. That's where it gave him the first opportunity back in 1969. So it's definitely a privilege and honor, for him to play 15 years all with Cincinnati. So he really wore that honor with pride. He loved Cincinnati, always followed them. I know he would always call, Mr. Brown, even, beginning of the season, after the season, and just have those, pep talks when we, some of the rough days. And then he was definitely excited when, we were winning. So it's always been a part of our family. I grew up in the ever since I was born. So it's always been the Bengals, and it always will be. So really want to thank you all for what all you've done to support, starting with the Ring of Honor, bringing back a lot of those guys. It's really great to see, and I love the direction that we're going, and hope we can continue to keep it going. And hopefully the Super Bowl is in our future, winning Super Bowl. And like I said, I really, really appreciate all the support from not only from the Bengals, the Browns, but the fans. We have some of the best fans around. I always tell everybody when we go back to Cincinnati, it's amazing, even to this day, the support that my father received. So I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And so just thank you all.
That's awesome. Hey, Tom, I know you wanted to ask Elizabeth a related question to the Hall of Fame. And I'm sitting here with tears in my eyes listening to this, because the fans, it's one thing over the years to fight for these guys and understand how it affects them. But what we have seen over the last few years, being closer to this we've ever had before, is what it means to the families and how stressful this situation is. I don't think there's words that we can even describe the stuff that you and your family have gone through, Ken, and some of the other legends that we're talking about. So that's why this is so special to so many people as we get closer to this. And it's not just the player, how it affects the family. So, Tom, I know you had something you want to run by Elizabeth as well.
Well, yeah, speaking of family, reading in books and so forth about the respect and affection your great-grandfather had in coaching Ken Riley, and again, the respect that your grandfather has for Ken Riley. I know one of his pet peeves with football is that there was only one Bengal player in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully we're on the way to doubling that and tripling and quadrupling and going on in this decade. But I know you were instrumental with the Ring of Honor, and it was so nice, even though I'm at the stadium, if I'd watch a replay of the game, to listen to the national announcers, when the camera would scroll on, talk about Ken Anderson and then talk about Ken Riley and so forth. Did you guys in the front office receive any additional buzz about that since Ken's name went up last year?
Be more specific, Tom, just in terms of like additional buzz from what you.
Anytime you talk about the media, maybe, or
yes, exactly, the media. I apologize.
No worries. The short answer is yes. Particularly, I think with media members who are former players. Like, it was just really nice. I had a great conversation with Chris Collinsworth at practice during the week leading up to the Super Bowl. And it was kind of humbling to just hear directly from him that he was aware and acknowledged and appreciated that. And that was just a really special, wonderful thing. And I think everyone kind of has different love languages, if you will. And some, like members of my family, are more humble and behind the scenes. But for some people and our fans, the visualization of the Ring of Honor and the halftime ceremony and the Legends event, I mean, those just very large outward demonstrations really resonate with people. And that conversation with Chris Collinsworth will always stick with me. And I'm still young and new and learning so much. And to be able to make an impact on any of our former players is truly humbling and makes me really happy. Been by both the fans and our great fans.
Yeah. Well, Elizabeth, I know you guys have been crazy busy. We really appreciate you taking time to come on with us tonight. Just a very special day in Cincinnati football history, and for you to come on and do this with us with Ken is just very special. From the fans, we thank you so much, Elizabeth, for everything you guys have done. And it just seems like every week, every month, something new's going on with the organization. And we appreciate you pulling the history of the organization and everything you're doing today, and keep fighting for these legends. We appreciate everything you guys are doing.
It's only possible of you. So thank you. Ken, give your best to Barbara and your sisters. I mean, this day means a lot for a lot of people, but it really means a lot for you. And I hope you are really able to cherish and celebrate that. So we've got a little ways to go, and then we will really celebrate. Thank you all. And thank you to all the fans watching this. It just means so much. We have a lot of good vibes going right now with the team, and you are a huge factor of that. So me, my family, the team, everyone is just endless. Thank you. Thankful to you. So have a great rest of your show and letting me come today.
We'll appreciate it, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Appreciate it.
That was the surprise, Ken. We had front office. The ownership came on, man. Come on.
That is awesome. That's big time there. Man, you never seem that amazing. You're always coming through, man. I appreciate that.
Before we let you go, Ken, if I'm not mistaken, your father's birthday was what, 10 days ago, give or take, on August 6th? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, if he was here and had an opportunity to speak to the Bengals fans, we know how humble he was. I just went back and watched the documentaries and who they did, and they used a lot of clips from our show talking about the thoughts from a lot of former players. But what do you think the first thing out of your father's mouth would be once he got that phone call, besides the obvious thank you? What would his emotions be knowing him in your shoes?
Just relief, I believe, because it's been what 30 next year to be 40 years since he last played this game, and 35 years that he was eligible. So again, he was very humble and thought that his work should speak for himself, but at the same time, he knew that the numbers he put up and the career that he had was deserving of the Hall of Fame. So it would basically been just relief and grateful for all the people that helped me get to that point. Because, like you said, you can't get there alone. With the support of my mom, she was the backbone, keeping the family together. From my grandmother who started it all. So just I know he would be thankful and appreciative of all of the people that helped him get there. And so that's the biggest thing. I always like to thank everybody too, because you can't do it alone without you guys, without the fans, without the Brown family support. And so we really do appreciate it. So that's the biggest thing. I think that he would really just be appreciative, because that's the type of person he was. He would always, deflect the credit, but he definitely deserved it. He put in the hard work. To do it for 15 years at a high level like that. I've seen with my own eyes the work and dedication he put into it to take care of his body, to study. And I didn't realize it at the time growing up until I started playing sports myself. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this was some hard work. And just thinking about all of those years, camps were, 8 weeks, a young kid that never played defense until he was drafted, and to come in and make an impact like that, it's just still mind-boggling to me. So it's still unbelievable, but again, just so blessed to be in this position. I know we have one more step to go, but truly honored for him, and it's just a blessing.
One other thing that I want to mention, and they mentioned this on the documentary, and we know obviously the type of player he was on the field. That speaks for itself, but off the field, his character, and he shared the story there at when he was captain at Florida A&M of caught up on the hill there, and then the coach coming to him as a captain, which I thought was just cool, and just spoke to the character that he was, and certainly that was a learning moment from him, and just took that, and for the rest of his career, you couldn't ask for a better person, a better leader, and just in the choice he had, leaving college when he got the call from the Bengals, when the other teams were spreading the rumors, hey, you're going to go do this, you want to play football, and gladly, thankfully for us Bengals fans, he said yes, and the next round they drafted him. But again, just a shout out to the character and the man that he was. What he did on the football field. So many young boys and girls look up to athletes these days, and some off the field, unfortunately, don't have the character that your dad did. So kudos for him. Obviously, we see the type of individual he brought up in you, and just thank you to your mom and dad for that, and kudos for the man he was off the field, in addition to what he did on the field.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, Tom, I think you had one more thing you wanted to add before we let him go.
Ken, I hit you with this about a week ago, and I don't know if Bengal Jim has the picture handy to him. What kind of bust are we looking at? Are we looking at that slick, clean 1969 Ken Riley, the 1976 version, the 1981 Super Bowl version? What kind of bust? What kind of hair? What age? I mean, he was so good he lasted in the league, 15 years. Which version of Ken Riley do we get?
I know. I thought about that when somebody asked me. There's that younger version that he had to have a little bit lower, but I always like the Fu Manchu. My sister has a picture on her phone that I think is a family favorite. So that I think that's the one we'll probably go with. It's probably early 80s, 81, but it's a classic picture of him. He had a great smile, so that's the one I think that they're probably leaning towards.
Hey, Ken, look, man, we appreciate everything you and your father and your family have done for the city of Cincinnati and Cincinnati football fans, buddy. And I hope you get a better sense of how how the fans look at you and your dad and your family. We love you, buddy. It's not just us on the screen. There's thousands and thousands of us out there fighting this fight for you guys that we fought this fight. We're not done. We still have a lot of work to do for some other guys as well. But I can promise you this right now. I'm part of an association called Pro Football Ultimate Fans Association. We actually walk in the Hall of Fame parade right behind everybody that's in the Hall of Fame, their jackets on and stuff like that. We will be walking with you, brother. When we go through that parade, man, we'll be close to you and we'll be supporting you at the induction ceremony when this shit goes down, and we're there for you, man. We will be there in force. It will be a lot of orange and black up there next year in August.
Without a doubt, I know that. I wish I could just go. Like you guys that's awesome. The fans are awesome. I want to really just reach out to everybody. I see all of the remarks, all the comments, and I know some that I haven't even, I haven't seen. So I really want to take the time just to thank all the fans. You guys are awesome. Like I said, we truly have some of the best fans around, and not just only, like I said, from my father, but I hear from other players as well. Big Willie, says it a lot, but you guys are awesome. And I can't even describe in the words the appreciation that me and my family have. So thanks again for all you do. And anytime I can do anything for any of you guys, definitely reach out to me.
Before we let you go, is this the picture you're talking about?
Yeah. That's it. And it's that one, and it's another one. Did I share that with you, Tom? Did I send it? I thought I sent you a picture.
No, I pulled that one. I pulled that one off. Here's what I'm going to challenge. We know you got your charity. I think November is like the mustache month where you grow it for charity. We're going to grow some of those, and we're going to have the Ken Riley mustache for the month of November, and we're going to raise some money for your father's charity in November. So stay tuned. We're going to need your help on that. We're all going to grow those.
That'd be awesome. I would love to see that. He had it all the way down.
Bengal Jim with one of those. I don't know if Bengal Jim can grow a mustache, but he'll try.
I would love to see that.
I would rock that. If not, I just go out and buy one, Ken. I'll be good.
Hey, I'd love to see that. That would be awesome.
Hey, tell the fam that we're happy as hell for them. Enjoy this moment and let's celebrate it. And one more small step to go here late January, which we don't perceive being an issue. And now we'll talk again about that Hall of Fame induction and parade and everything. We're gonna have fun with that.
All right. Thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it.
Hey, tell the family we said hey.
Thanks, Ken.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Be good.
Yes, sir.
Dude,
That
guy has not slept in several nights, and he has gotten, I don't know, I'm exaggerating, hundreds of phone calls today from media, not just local media, but media across the country. He has been on that phone all day. For him to take time today with us, are you kidding me? That's a special thing. That's how much he appreciates you guys as fans and all the support that you've given him and his family and his dad. Truly genuine on this situation, man. I tell you what, a very, very good family.
No, I mean, you were talking about it, it brings a tear to your eye. I can't imagine, from our perspective on the outside looking in, we know the time and effort that we put in, but we do it because we love the team. We love the organization. And it's before deserving families like the Rileys and Andersons and everybody else that we're fighting for. So it certainly had some tears flowing up, as Jeff Hobson said earlier, and this is the culmination of a lot of hard work by a lot of people, a lot behind the scenes, some in front, and we appreciate it. As I said last night on the show, we didn't know what was going to happen, but the Bengals fans did it right. They did it with class, and now's the time for the Riley family to enjoy some. Next October? Is it the second weekend in October? Or August? Sorry, August.
August. Yeah, it's that August time frame. We were Tony Tiger and I were talking about this the other day. So we're gonna just stay tuned. There will be another Jungle to the Hall. To be honest, it sounds like this thing's snowballing and getting bigger. The venues we've held them in this past year at the bar is not going to work next year when we do this. But there's a lot of support from former players with the Jungle to the Hall, and we will find another venue. This thing gets bigger and bigger every single year, guys. And the goal of this is just to celebrate our legends and to get national media talking about our legends. That's what we're trying to do, stir the pot here the more conversations that we have national media talking about Ken Anderson now and Lamar Parrish, Isaac Curtis, Willie Anderson, and they start looking at this stuff like, holy crap, why are these guys not in the Hall of Fame? Their numbers stack up better than most of them in the Hall of Fame. So that's what we're trying to do with that, and we're going to continue to do that because, it's something we can do as fans other than just bitching on social media. It's something we can do and participate together as fans on and celebrate these legends, man. So we'll continue to do that. But the Hall of Fame parade next year and that induction ceremony, wouldn't it be cool if Ken's up there? I'm assuming Ken the second would be the one doing the acceptance speech, looking out across the stage in the stadium there and seeing tens and thousands of orange and black sitting there supporting him and his family. I got a feeling it's going to be out of control up there with orange and black. It's going to be a lot of fun.
No doubt, a lot of fun. Tom, go ahead. You were going to say something.
No, it's just that. I think Canton will get a real dose of Bengaldom and the enthusiasm and the positive energy we bring. I think with the negativity that the national media seems to enjoy bringing down on Cincinnati and the Bengals, we've learned lessons as fans, and we learned a lesson from the man that's behind James right now. It was done with class. We supported our legends with class. We're not done. We're not near done. There's a guy just as deserving for consideration from the senior committee. Ken Anderson should have been in the Hall of Fame long ago, but Willie Anderson should have been in long ago. Isaac Curtis deserves to be in. Lamar Parrish, but that's for another night. Tonight is Ken Riley's night, and this next year is going to be a celebration of his Hall of Fame career and his incredible Hall of Fame character. So it's a fantastic day for the Bengals franchise, but even more so for that family who has been through so much waiting for this for so long. And Jeff Hobson said when he was here with us a couple weeks ago, the senior committee was formed at the Hall of Fame to correct mistakes, and a mistake was corrected today. They have Ken Riley right on the edge of going in. I believe at the Super Bowl next year he'll be announced formally, and then we can fully party for him. But no, it's definitely a big day and a big step. I'm very happy for the family.
So I do one thing I forgot to share, and I know Ken the second saw this, but I want to bring something up here, guys. So I got a call today from Ken Riley's, one of Ken Riley's best friends, Lamar Parrish. And Lamar couldn't be on the show tonight to thank and congratulate Ken himself, but this is a quote that he gave me. So Jimmy, if you could share this with Ken, I would appreciate it. Ken Riley, my friend, one of the best defensive backs ever. It was a pleasure to play with him. I wish his family well. Ken and I were something special, one of the best duos to ever play in the NFL. That's directly from Lamar Parrish, one of Ken Riley's teammates. And they were a special duo back in the 70s, guys. And Ken Riley was as good without Lamar as he was with him, but those two were very special. But that was a very special thing there because Lamar is one of the great eight that we think should be in the Hall of Fame as well. So it's just so cool. And he had Ken Anderson reach out directly in a text message to Ken Riley II, a phone call. He posted some stuff on social media. And what kind of character is that for Ken Anderson? As hurt as he is not being one of these three, going out of his way to congratulate a teammate's family. The only thing we can say to Ken Anderson is that, brother, we got you. We were doubling down on our efforts next year, and we're going to make some things happen for you as well. So, guys, I mean, this is it. We want to abbreviate. We didn't want a whole hour special here tonight, but very, very special day in Cincinnati football history. The second Cincinnati Bengal right now, taking this one step closer, getting to that Hall of Fame. And James, I'll let you kind of start the closing comments on this thing.
That's it. We just want to reiterate what's been said so many times. Thank you to the Bengals organization. Thank you to all those that supported the Bengals Jungle to the Hall, Jeff Hobson. And, at the end of the day, it was the push from everybody that made this happen. As you said, we're not done, but now's the time for the Riley family to enjoy this. The only thing that would make this any sweeter if Ken Riley was still here to enjoy the moment. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. But as you said, a wrong was righted, and we'll get the good news in February and then first week in August in Canton. That stadium's going to be packed, and we're going to listen and watch our second Bengal go in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Tom?
Thank you, James. Perfectly put. Again, James just put it perfectly. There's one more big step to take, but this was a monstrous step today to get him there. And evidently with the support he had in the room, I know Jimmy's talked to some people today. I've heard from people, and Jeff Hobson kind of confirmed if he was not number one on that list automatically, he was number two, and that will help a lot in January when they make this final vote. So again, celebrate a great career and a great person, and there'll be a lot to do of that until next August. But from there, we move forward with that. We will move forward tomorrow with the effort for Ken and Willie Anderson. We can retire the hashtag put Kins in and start the hashtag put the Andersons in, or the Bengal Andersons in. So we'll move forward with that, and a very exciting 2022 team. And Joe Burrow, if you're listening, please eat. Jimmy?
Thanks, Tom. So bad at this. Guys, look, I just want to say thank you to all the fans for tuning in. You don't know how special this moment is, not just for us as fans, right? It's a special moment for the family. If you only knew the stories I could share about the weight that has been on that family's shoulder for many, many, many years, and for that to all come off the shoulders today is a really big blessing for them. And Ken Riley is looking down on us with a big smile and thanking everybody right now. But there's some other people I want to thank too, guys. And one thing, if you remember last year when we did the first Jungle to the Hall, we had 3, maybe 4 of those senior voters on over a short period of time last year. And there was inconsistencies with all 4 of them when we asked them questions and how things work. But the one thing that they were very consistent with across all 4 of those Hall of Fame voters was, hey, you know what? You need somebody that played against Ken Anderson or Ken Riley to fight for them, a Hall of Famer, somebody from an opposing team. It's one thing getting teammates fighting for you, but when you get other Hall of Famers fighting on behalf for Ken Riley, it is impactful, extremely impactful. So I'm going to read off these names, and I want to thank these guys for going out of their way. They didn't have to do this. Putting together these short videos, pounding the table for Ken Riley. The first one that we got last year, and that was right before the Jungle to the Hall last year, was Mel Blount. Hall of Famer, Pittsburgh Steeler, very vehemently, very professionally done fighting and putting a video together and letting us share that. Mel Blount was huge. Larry Little, the Miami Dolphin Hall of Famer, great video about 3 or 4 weeks ago we were able to get. Michael Haynes, Raiders Hall of Famer. I remember it specifically when I was talking to him and we were putting this together, the clip together for Mike. Jim, there's 65 reasons he should be in the interception was the comment that Mike Haynes made. James Lofton, Packers, outstanding Hall of Fame receiver. He did like a 3.5-minute video fighting for Ken Riley. And then the one we just got here a couple weeks ago talking to John Stallworth. Guys, these names are huge. 5 Hall of Famers fighting for Ken Riley. And those videos, what you guys have done on social media, played a part in making this happen today. So now it's on to the next fight, and let's enjoy it. Let's have fun, celebrate Ken Riley, and we'll start the fight for these other guys here tomorrow. But appreciate you joining us on this special. Way to go, Cincinnati Bengal fans. Love you guys. Congratulations, Ken Riley and his family. We love you guys. Hoo day.
Hoo day.
Hoo day.